I was sitting here thinking. People be like, why you walking back and forth like that? They say you crazy. Yeah, or it could be more like a type of protection. I'm not just walking back and forth. I'm walking, and I'm busting a left. I'm walking back, busting another left. I figured out why the animals been doing that. And what really caught my attention was when I went to jail and I seen that they had the jailmates doing it. I said, oh, okay, somebody in the physical beside myself understand all this stuff I've been talking about. So let me figure it out. So I've been meditating on it, and I finally figured out, being in the spiritual realm with God, I seen what it was doing. I seen how it was helping me. I seen the great importance in it, but I'm not gonna tell nobody, because everything that I done came up with, everything that I said, somebody will do some magic to block me from it. You know, somebody will do some magic to trip me with it. Their first intentions for this, whoever said, make them walk it back and forth, it's funny how everything we say and do it means something. Everything. You been a jokester, oh, make them walk back and forth and don't feed them. All that counts in the spiritual. Everything counts in the spiritual. Every single thing counts in the spiritual. Then I was sitting here thinking about y'all agriculture tests. I'm not talking bad about it. I'm not saying. Just say y'all saying, well, why we can't go this way and put it this way on this person? Because that person, if we're going back to Genesis, we gotta quit looking at I ain't saying quit looking at it, but we gotta quit looking at Revelation and the rapture as this Holocaust, like this gruesomeness, this apocalyptic gruesomeness. We gotta start looking at it, you know, sometimes you gotta look at things at another angle. Okay, well, you're going back to Genesis, you're trying to get the people to start over. Well, you gotta go back to the natural nature and order of things. So while you sitting there judging me and saying, he do this, he do that, I'm waiting. I'm prepared, waiting on my Father God, waiting on the universe. I'm waiting on the proper synchronicity and the order of things. Watch this. So let's say everything went back this way, like it's supposed to be. And let's say they would have let everything go the way it should have been. Everybody, every male root chakra possibly, if not 2/3 of the world, or 1/3 of the world, would have been probably greater than normal or greater than average. Not only that, their minds would have been probably past 5D. But when you shift that energy into a liar, into somebody who faking and you know they faking, oh, but you just so in love. You're in love with the lust. You take apart an angel and you put it on somebody that's full of lust. You take apart an angel and you put it on someone that's consumed by the world. That's why y'all not looking. You're making your cartoons, you're making your jokes. I hear the name Wyatt. You're making the jokes. You're doing, you know, whatever you got to do. Like I said, I'm not saying that about the agriculture, as you can see. I'm not saying that about your little agriculture stuff, as you can see. I'm saying you're not paying attention to the energy, though. That's what I'm telling you. Right now, y'all got my energy going to somebody else, and it still got you baffled, because if I do these lectures and it goes to somebody, I ain't saying it's wrong, but if I do these lectures and the energy goes towards somebody else, and then you come and observe this somebody else, you come in and acknowledge this somebody else, and then you realize this somebody else is of the world and not in the world, just of the world, then it's gonna leave you baffled. Oh, it's all right to do this. Oh, it's all right to do that. Look at me. But they live in a whole lot. So now if they did it the right way, if the energy was just shifting, you know, because somebody mistakenly unaligned me and they got to wait for this time and this process and this and that, they did things properly. Oh, you made a huge mistake. Let's figure out how we can work this out so the energy can continue to balance itself out. No, you ain't mature enough for that. You ain't business enough for that. You cannot do that. It's impossible for you to do that. Somebody is a straight up coward. In charge. Confirmation. Now we see, okay, now you see the test was a bail conduct at first. But then they were like, well, if this happened, we're going to make it go against them. You had me trapped off where it's impossible to get me out. And now you realize, just like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the weather's starting to shift. Death is starting to wake up. And we finna see a new season of things. Because people don't want to change. They want to stay in this going to never linking. I ain't saying you ain't supposed to link. I'm saying you got to know where to link. You got to send the energy in the positive direction. You're sitting there looking at me in my positive, sound-minded state of mind as if it's a sin to hell to be prepared to be beside or in the presence of the divine. So let's say, okay, you got me swapped up, the energy swapped up, but they know when you come and meet this person, it's not me, it's him. It's him. But we're gonna have to say it's me. That would have been the real thing to do. What about, wait a minute. That would have been the real thing to do. That would have been the real thing to do. Especially if somebody made a huge mistake like this. But you still want to fake it. You want God, you faking it to the people. You faking it to the state. You faking it to the country. You faking it to the world. But you cannot fake it to God. Even if the whole world agree to it. Trust me when I tell you, you can't fake God. You can't con God. And when you try, look at this weather. I've been saying this. I did a lecture. I think I've been doing a lecture every other day, or at least every day. And I've been saying, watch the weather. They got, unless they take these pills, this weather is either gloomy or radiation hot. But if you would have made these mistakes, we know that's just, I'm honestly being kind-hearted by saying it's a mistake. It was a mistake when it started. And I guess that's why they're saying get rid of the Democrats, because I think Democrats means basically run your own thing, make your own laws. Well, they put you in a position of something important, and you absolutely shattered it. You absolutely fumbled the ball. You absolutely showed your ignorance. You absolutely showed them you did not want to be free. You want to continue to be a slave. And they got this other thing they call in the spiritual realm. They call it asleep the community, asleep the town, asleep the city, asleep the state, where they put you back to sleep. Why would they put you back to sleep? Because you knew God was here. You knew you were playing with something that was real with God, and you still consistently wanted to send the energy in a demonic direction in front of God. One of y'all are absolute human, and you ain't even supposed to be in this energy. But for some reason, some apparent reason, you are almost in a position where you could tell angels what to do. And you are not making good decisions. Like I said, now let's say all about money. Money is no good. In the end of time, money is no good. If the world decided to go ahead and end itself, to regurgitate us, money is worthless. It's worth as much as wallpaper. You might as well take the money and use it for wallpaper. Ha, you smiling. Smile to go. We need the agriculture. Well, you do what you got to do, but you better understand. That's why I said when it comes to warrior angel, you better know how long you're supposed to stay in something and when it's supposed to be done. But thankfully, I think they finna bring the other group in. I was wondering why God had these different groups. And if you go back on the card reading, if you can find this card reading, it was a 2018, she told my exact mission. She said this person got a calendar of people. The first calendar is a first 13, then it's another calendar of another 13. And I kept saying to myself, well, why? If the process is the same and everything, why? It's because they fumbled the ball. And let me tell you how it feels when you be stripped from your angelic abilities. You feel worse than a human. Because you don't know, you don't notice your angelic ability. You don't notice your slayer power until they take that right of position away from you. And once they take that right of position away from you and everybody around you, you're going to really not want to be around them because you're going to realize they was nothing like you and you're going to be tireder than them because they was already humans anyway. You've been used to this extra energy. You've been used to this extra boost in your testosterone, even though you abused it. I used to have to tell warrior angels that we come across in the physical, that I come across, when they get too excited around me and stuff like that, I used to have to tell them, a warrior angel got to be careful on how they use their testosterone because they got a lot of it. And it'll run them in the ground. You're supposed to transmute the energy. Now, as you can see, I'm not no enemy of your agricultural ways. I'm just saying you're going the wrong way. Too often. This is important stuff. So like I said, when you, if you'd have been a man about it, or you would have been a woman about it, and you would have had to, okay, swap the stuff. I'm not even saying, I'm being real cool and copacetic about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you had to, somebody made a mistake, swap me out, underline me, whatever, and you felt like you had to go around me and stuff. No, you couldn't go around me. You would have had to still send the energy towards me, but you would have had to wait and live in my shadow professionally, and then wait till the energy properly bring itself back to me. How would the energy properly bring itself back to me? In normally natural deaths. If you try to rewrite, if you try to go into a more darker, sinister way of finishing it, because of the way this binding stuff works, it always kind of fixes itself. I'm not being disrespectful, but it always kind of have to fix itself through death. You ought to be thankful I'm going God's way, because by going God's way, it gives you a chance to just live your life. And slowly, God start taking from you that you took from me and giving it to me, and you still alive to save yourself and save your soul. Be thankful for that, because I could have either went to a darker, sinister way, and you would have died back to back. I know, because I seen somebody do this when I was younger. I can walk down the road and show you the homes that's empty from when they did it and still been empty ever since. Boarded up. These people died back to back, husband and wives. Back to back. Back to back. You always end in death. They're gonna either take it, all right, let me give you a better example so you won't get so scared. By me letting God deal with it, let me give you a better example. Some of y'all easily go back into your human mode unknowingly. How did you get back into your human mode? because those molecules came back around into me that you stole. Naturally, by nature, forcefully. You just didn't know it was that smooth. It was that smooth. And we got an awesome guy, beautiful, awesome guy that love us all, no matter what. So now you sitting there, you ask, don't ask, I'm telling you, I don't want to hear this in the Astro no more. Why he standing up straight? Why he got to be this? Why he got to be that? You better sit down in that energy for a while. Some of y'all on drugs so bad you need it every day. Try to go 3 days without that drug. And you're going to think about it. You're going to be like, I get it now. Then if you had to go back to whatever you had to go to just to live in your life, then you do what you got to do. But you need to understand the position and role that you are playing and the position and role that you put yourself in. Thank you, Wayne. You got to understand what you done stepped into. I begged y'all not to come into this energy. I told you what it was doing. Some readers told y'all what it was doing. So if you look at everybody playing the game, I can't give no more information. You should be able to read between the cracks of the carpet. You better figure out a way to get that energy to go back in this right direction. That's why you having so much fun, right? That's why it's so fun, right? Well, at least do it the right way. Can you give yourself that? Can you do that for yourself? At least aim your axes the right way. At least aim your guns the right way. There go my bird. Somebody screwed up royally. And whoever it is hiding, bro. I don't even think they in this country. Somebody screwed up royally. And they done went from person. If you don't stop already and stand up straight in your mess. Some say this a game. Let me tell you something. Some say this just a movie. Let me tell you something. If it is, it's a live movie. Because I done witnessed people really getting hurt. I know people doing this agriculture stuff and thought they had to do it temporarily and winded up doing it so long till they hurting, broken, tore apart, and had to teach that whatever they were doing to somebody else so they can be tore apart. You have to play this game the right way, no matter what. I done seen people get binded to things they think they lustfully love. And trust me, it's no good when God binds you to that stuff. Because what happened is your well run dry and it don't feel fun no more. And you still gotta go. You gotta go, 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 go. You gotta go, 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 go till you out of here and you still gonna have to go. This ain't nothing to be playing with now. This is an experiment, a game, a movie that's really based on souls. And you gotta know how to move if you wanna preserve your soul. I know, because when they came to me and said, you might need to do this, do that, and do this, I say, okay. If God asked me to do something, that's it. And believe me, I was in this position in my life, I was comfortable. I loved what I was doing. I was content in my life. But when the information came to me and it said, this is what we need you to do. And if you decide to do it, this is what I expect you to do. And when I found out God is asking me to do it, I expected me to do it. You better know it. And I hope y'all get this message, quit copying it and saying, yeah, we got this, got that. I wish you grow up already. But listen to me. If y'all get moved out of y'all position, it's gonna be smooth. It's gonna feel good. You're gonna even move on to your regular life. I want y'all to notice the energy shift though. It's like God give you over Not to your sins, but give you over to what you rather do. God put you here, put us here. We had a purpose to do something. Instead of you fulfilling that purpose of what you're supposed to do, you continue to do what you wanted to do. So what God do, he give you over to that you love to do. And it's so smooth, it feel good to you. But you better make sure that your soul is in the right place when it's time for you to move on. In other words, you're going to have to recap this stuff. You're going to have to reevaluate yourself. Get beside yourself. And you're going to have to cleanse all this mess up regardless. And it's going to take a while. So welcome to my life. But anyway, back to walking back and forth. This thing right here is powerful. I wish I could tell you, but I ain't going to tell you. Now, once this is over and the smoke clear, I might tell you. But right now, I'm not going to tell you. And once I tell you, y'all going to be like, oh my God. When I tell you what this is doing, y'all going to be like, oh my God. Like for instance, y'all choking, tucking, and rolling. That really don't apply to me because I got a suit on because I'm working for God. And what my suit is, it characterizes my job, my duty for God. And when it characterizes my duty for God, that's when it goes to what y'all say cold mode, sleep mode. But actually it's working, press mode. Working. But my Father God. Day and night. I get on to myself of watching a movie and sleeping too long while y'all out there saying he could do a drink, he could get high every now and again. Man, they monitor to me, not no humans, not hell, heaven itself. Spiritual analysts monitoring me. Along with the rest of them, but they monitor to me when people send me spiritual what they call it, monitor spirits, they get scared when they see that I'm already being monitored by God's spirits. Look at this weather now. Look at this. Ain't no oceans around here. And you have to go do some pills or something. I ain't saying that's bad, because you're trying to balance it out. Hey, but eventually, somebody gonna have to get the heart to fix all this and make it right. No matter what. And you can't look for me to do it, because God put me perfectly in a position where I can't help you. You keep on trying to make me be the fall guy. It's impossible. It's impossible. I can prove it. If providence is in somebody else, who else been protecting me then? Wouldn't it be easier to clean me up if providence is in somebody else? Especially if I'm doing something nobody else like and agree with and can't stand me for doing. But not only am I not being cleaned up, but I'm being healed. I'm the passenger in this vessel. God driving this thing. This vessel, I sold myself to God, not Satan. Now I give y'all a little test. Try to figure out what this walking doing. If I told y'all, believe me, if I told you what it was doing, it would be so clear to you that tomorrow over half of the world will be doing it. That's how powerful this is. Because I can prove it. I can prove how I'm doing it in the physical and show you how it's affecting the spiritual. That's the awesome power of truly being with God.